Hi there, it's Mr. Thomas here with a brief informational videos to update parents and carers of our Year 11s regarding exams and boosters and plans for the half term and the final couple of weeks. So I spoke to Year 11 yesterday just to go through some key messages with them. First and foremost, just to say to them, we're getting towards the end of the second full week now, about the halfway stage of GCSEs, and just to congratulate them on what a fantastic job they have done so far, both in terms of coming to the boosters with their revision and how they've been in and around exams. It's been a really positive experience overall so far, and they deserve really big praise for that. They've been doing ever so well. A couple of other messages we talked about, which I'll talk about in this video, is just some reminders about attendance and the importance of that, and about the standards as we get through the final couple of weeks, which I'll talk through in a little bit more detail now. So the reminder I gave was that Year 11 have a couple of weeks after half term, and then they will have the longest holiday they've had since they were 3 years old. Now, I'm aware over the last couple of years there's been some extended times off school, but in terms of a holiday, in terms of a well-earned break, something they've worked hard for and now are going to have the benefits, that is very close now. And we reflected that students overall, there is obviously an element of tiredness. It doesn't help necessarily that the sun is shining. In some ways it does, in some ways it doesn't, but we talked about the temptations are there with days perhaps where you don't have exams on, to maybe think, oh, I can do some revision at the beach, and that will be fine. Our message is simply, teachers are working very, very hard. The teachers here, I really say this with confidence, they go above and beyond to help prepare our students for their exams, because they want them to do well. They're working hard to produce these booster materials, and there is no better place for students than at those boosters to be in front of the expert in each subject, just as close as they can to the exams, to get that information. We've already experienced a number of times where the exact work that we have gone through comes up the following day or the afternoon in the exam, and that's really obviously so beneficial to them. So keeping attendance going for these final couple of weeks are crucial for students to do their best in these final exams. We did also mention about standards regarding uniform and conduct. So all parents across all year groups of the school would have received information on this final day of half term about a push that we are having after half term with uniform, and you'll read through all of that. The message that I gave to Year 11s was simply that they remain our key role models. They're the oldest students in the school. Our students look up to them, and it's just about continuing to get it right through to the end. We don't want them caught up in any kind of negative situations around things like uniforms. So just getting it right, being aware of that, and if they keep doing what they're doing now, we will get to the end and be able to celebrate that, and just focus on the exams for the last couple of weeks. So this is an image I went through with Year 11. We talked about the fact that 2 weeks are now done, so that first 2 week block is done and dusted, and we're sure students are, if you think about a battery of a phone, feeling a little bit low on battery. And the idea of half term is over that half term to recharge, regenerate that battery, so that when they get back on Monday the 5th of June, they're ready to go again for that second block of 2 weeks. There are May half-term boosters, which I will just detail in the final slide in a second. Now, some students may think, well, you're telling me to relax, but you're also telling me about boosters. The reality is, it's about balancing. Students need to revise. They'll continue to revise for their exams, but coming into the boosters takes the pressure off planning for them. So we do have those on. I'll go through the dates in just a second, but that's an important part over half term. Then we have our final 2 weeks for most students of exams, with the final exam being, we have a science exam and a geography exam on Friday the 16th of June. There are a couple of extra exams for a small cohort of students. They'll know who they are in that final week. But then it's about really looking forward to that final Friday, the Friday 23rd of June, which is the date for the Year 11 ball, and that's just getting ever closer now, and it'll soon be upon us. So in terms of visualizing what it all looks like, we've had our 2 weeks. We've got our break now, and it's the final 2 weeks working hard with boosters and the exams to have a really strong finish. And then my final message is around these boosters. So we're putting these on over half term, and you can see the dates there. There's been a couple of slight changes which students are aware of, in that science are in on Tuesday, apart from Mrs. Goodison Powell or Mrs. Chandler's groups. They're going to be in on Saturday the 10th of June. We've got history on the Wednesday, math on the Thursday, and the final Saturday of the half term is geography. The reason we think these are important and they're open to all students who take those subjects is we've designed them, we've working from 9 till 1 o'clock at the latest. It might be slightly earlier if we feel we're done and we feel we're ready then, but that leaves the rest of the day to relax and recuperate. And actually the revision that takes place has all been planned by the teachers. So they've done the hard work in planning it. Students turn up, they engage with it, and that's their revision done in each of those subjects. So you know, we really strongly recommend coming to those to have that final push towards as we get towards this final 2 weeks. So that's everything for me. I just want to reiterate just a big well done to Year 11 so far. The positivity around the place, that's all due to the hard work that's gone in by them throughout the year. They're nearly there. I'm sure you've got some very tired students coming home and in need of a good break. So we'll keep supporting them. I know you'll keep supporting them. And in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be finished and ready to celebrate at the ball on the 23rd of June. Please, as ever, if you have any questions or queries, do get in contact. Otherwise, take care, and I wish you all a very nice and restful half term.